really rather obnoxious how much we get in our own way. This whole self-sabotage, this whole having an idea but then not actually going after it because of the excuses, because of the stories that we have within ourselves, or the beliefs that if we do this one thing, then such and such terrible things could happen after the fact. When in reality, we don't even know. And isn't that part of the process? Isn't that part of this journey to expand and to experience things that we've never experienced before? Hi, I'm Frankie. And today has been one of those days where I had great plans. I had a whole list of things that I wanted to do. I have access to this beautiful home, so I was going to get caught up. I was going to batch some content, if you will. That way, the aesthetics is nice. It's a Saturday, and so I was like, this will be perfect. I'll get some great content in. I'll be able to do organized thoughts. There's nothing else that's gonna get in the way. It's gonna be a great day. I did have a Zoom meeting, and then after that, I had a phone call with my mom. It's like the momentum, the drive just completely all fell apart. By the time that I was off the phone doing my priorities, it was early afternoon. And by that time, I was like, well, shoot, the whole day has been wasted. I just was in a really yucky place, and I caught myself. All I wanted to do, and this is what a pattern of mine that I find myself in, is avoiding, is procrastinating more. Whenever that uncomfortable feeling comes up, I typically run to food. Food is a big comfort that I have found. Even if I'm not hungry, it's having something to eat that brings me back into a peaceful place. And I can correlate that with a weight loss journey, with going through the last year and adding a couple pounds, and it being such a slow process of not even realizing it, that once it was time to wear some new clothes from the closet and they didn't fit, it was like, oh, well, it must have been this one weekend. It must have been that one pint of ice cream, not the ever-growing over and over consumption of not so healthy treats. And even now, I catch myself. I've gotten a lot better with not having as bad food in the house, but you can still overeat unhealthy food. You can still overconsume your calories in a healthy manner. I find myself resorting to this comfort, especially today. I found myself needing an escape. I just needed to leave the house and go for a drive, which that in actuality really did help. But then upon returning, I took it too far and decided to take a nap. And then the internal battle begins. Well, it's already past such and such time. There's always tomorrow. Or just the silly little things that are a downward fall. That momentum, that story that was there saying that, well, the day's already ruined. You might as well not even try to recuperate it. But that's not how it works. We have each moment of every day as a brand new moment to make a different choice. And especially whenever you are aware of something not going in the way that you prefer it to, if you are aware that you have a pattern that you know the typical outcome of it, in order to change that pattern, in order to redirect, all it takes is a choice. All it takes is taking a different step, making that different choice. And while I feel like an imposter right now, because I just got done eating and overindulging in the continuous of eating for that comfort, I can definitely say that even being aware of certain patterns of your choices that you are making that deem themselves to be of comfort, that put themselves in the line of fire of being your safety net, the consequences are the same as if you were taking those smaller steps going in the other direction. We're human. This is an experience. Being aware is half the battle, but we still have to make that choice. So even though today had felt like a complete waste, it's early evening and I forced myself to turn on this camera. It's amazing the difference that I feel now that I have forced myself to just start talking to you, to tell you about this inconvenience of self-sabotaging myself today. There's a saying that I've been living by that I have written on my wall, and it is surrender to the vibe. Now, my analytical brain likes to go in all kinds of different directions. And so in some aspects, surrender to the vibe, I could take that as in today is Saturday. It's a day of enjoying. And you don't need to do this list that you had. You should just enjoy the day. Surrender to what has happened. And another part of me sees surrender to the vibe as you are in this vibe. You are in this external place. You are in this home, and the vibe is beautiful. This is an opportunity. This is a chance to get ahead. And it really all comes down to priorities, which at the moment, business is a big priority. Yet because it's my own business, because it's something new, something that I haven't quite seen the outcome or trusted is probably a better word. I don't know what exactly this is gonna take me, where exactly this is gonna take me. I just know that I'm enjoying myself. And someone the other day had mentioned that no matter how big or little the step was, every day they made a step towards their business. That's another thing to hold on to. That's another vibe that I want to surrender to. That just like my book that I shared the other day, you're not who you feel, you are what you do. So just surrendering to the vibe of your new identity, the person that you want to be, this is what they do to be where they are. This is the vibe that I want to be in. Actually, even talking about that second part was super strained, but it's true. It's the realization within myself that where I want to be, these choices are what are required to get there. So even though it's Saturday and everybody else has Saturday off, and that meaning of the weekend definitely took its place today after doing work, doing Zoom meetings, there's that balance, there's that give and take, that moderation. I know where I want to be, and I know where I'm at now is not there. And so to take responsibility and move and make it to the place that I want to be, it's gonna require a little bit of sacrifice. It's gonna require making those choices and taking those steps that new person that I want to be embodies on the daily, that new person has built their life upon. So while I could sit here and I could give myself so much grief for wasting most of the day not getting done what was on my list, I'm going to say that I am super grateful that I decided to chat with you today. I'm super grateful that I went ahead and grabbed the camera and gave you my thoughts on this. I'm super grateful that now I have a second wind. I'm in a whole different state of mind. I have put the action in and started the momentum, so now I got some other stuff I get to go do. I don't know if I'll get that batch content put in today, but the day's not over. And as much as I would love to just rest and relax, keeping that moderation, keeping that discipline, that self-discipline of getting done what needs to be done, maybe not to the full bulldoze effect, but at least taking those little actions and making sure that we're still moving forward. Until next time.